Anchovy, one of the species that abound in our ocean, has allowed Peru to be for many years one of the biggest global exporters of fish meal and fish oil. In this competitive environment, CFG invests in high technology that is complemented by rigorous controls at every step in the process in order to obtain the highest quality products for export. Extraction process. Our operations begin with the extraction process. Here, we strive for efficiency in the process through the smart management of resources and through the quality of the raw material we capture. The process begins when the fishing vessels cast off and set course toward the fishing zone. The captain's experience is critical, since the longer it takes to locate the right place to fish, the more resources need to be used. Once the shoal is located within the fishing area, work begins when nets are cast overboard in the hopes of forming an underwater fence to trap the school of fish. Once the school of fish is captured, a pump is lowered into the capture area and the fish are pumped into the hold of the vessel. Depending on the amount of fish caught, the ship will continue to make more passes in an attempt to fill the hold. Success is measured by fulfilling this goal with the lowest number of passes, since each new round means more time and more wear on the equipment. For a high-quality fish meal, the raw material must be processed quickly in order to keep it fresh. So just as soon as the fishing is done, the vessel sets sail for the processing plant to be unloaded. Once the vessel arrives in port, it waits in turn to be unloaded. This is done by placing the evacuation mechanism into the hold and pumping the fish through tubes to the shore. The raw material is then pumped to the processing plant. After unloading, the boat is untied from the dock and it sails to deeper waters to anchor and to wait for the next departure and the start of a new fishing trip. This downtime is used to refill the fuel tanks, to take on fresh water and food, and to do all the necessary maintenance to keep the vessel operational. Processing of fish meal and fish oil. Once they have been unloaded at the plant, the fish pass through a rotary deliquifier that separates the water from the fish. Then the product is moved by mesh conveyor belt to the pre-hopper and finally to the weighing hopper. The fish is then distributed to the storage pools. From there, the fish is transported to the hoppers, where the load is distributed to the ovens. The water is separated from the oil in the heating process. Next, the liquids are drained away from the cooked fish. The solid parts go to the presses in order to obtain a solid with the minimum amount of water and oil, and which is called a press cake. The liquid is mixed into the oil plant's buffer tank. The next step is the vapor drying, which is a critical control point. During drying, the scrap makes contact with a heated surface, which dries it at a low temperature. Drying then continues with hot air set at the perfect temperature to stabilize the physical, chemical, biochemical, and microbiological reactions, so that the fish meal won't lose its new characteristics while being stored. The low temperature makes milling easier and stabilizes the chemical reactions that occur naturally. Once the scrap is screened, it continues to a grinding process to reduce the size of the particle, giving it the appearance of flour. Then, antioxidants are added to stabilize the reactions from the fat in the fish meal. Afterward, the fish meal passes through the mixer and is finally weighed and bagged in 50-kilo sacks. The bags of fish meal are organized in the warehouse and protected from bacteria. They then pass a rigorous quality control process to be exported finally in container ships. Additionally, the oil is stored in tanks to later be shipped in containers sent to Asia and Europe. Pumping water treatment, PAMA. The water used in the pumping process is treated according to the PAMA guidelines and is done in 3 steps. First, the undiluted solids are recuperated from the pump water using a series of rotational filters. These solids are sent to the processing line. The liquid that remains is treated next. In the following stage, the filtered water is treated in flotation cells to recuperate the fat still present in the pump water. Finally, the liquid in the second stage is stored in a buffer tank to homogenize, then is later moved to a floating chemical cell. We have seen that by using advanced technology operated by highly trained personnel, CFG is placing globally rated Peruvian products in the international marketplace. CFG satisfies, with responsibility, the global demand for fishery products.